Thursday, September 17th. And thanks for being here tonight. I love seeing you guys every Thursday night. This is something I look forward to all week long. So thanks for being here. And I wanted to just welcome any new coaches to the team. Thanks for joining us. And we hope that you guys love this just as much as the rest of us do. So before we get started, does anybody have any recognition that they want to give tonight for anyone? Any rank advancements or anything going on the team for your coaches? You can just unmute yourself. Anything going on? Nothing exciting? All right. I don't have anything either, guys, this week. Next week, maybe. All right. So I wanted to just go over just a couple things here before we get into the call tonight about talking about business hours and how important it is to set them and have like something to follow in place so that you guys can have consistency in your business. But so far for this month, our challenge pack promos are the PIO challenge packs. We have that on sale. So you get PIO with a 1 month of Shakeology for $140. There's also the 3-day refresh with the 1 month of Shakeology, and that's $140. And then they also have the PIO Kickstart Challenge Pack, which is PIO, the 3-day refresh, and 1 month of Shakeology for $180. So that's a really good deal. I love the 3-day refresh. It's one of my favorites. I seriously think I've done it like 6 times. It's really crazy. Every time I know I'm going on a vacation, I'm like, I got to order the 3-day refresh. So those are all the promos for this month. So when you're reaching out and talking to people, you can keep that in the back of your mind. We also have our Team 21-Day Fix Challenge group starting on September 28th. So when you're reaching out to people, you can let them know that that's the start date to make sure that they order their things at least a full week before the start date. So that way their things will come in time. It takes like 5 business days for things to arrive. So it's the 17th now. Let me just check here. So the deadline for people to order their things, if they want to join the 28th group, would be on the 21st. That would be the absolute latest for them to hop into that one. All right. Alrighty. And also, guys, I have been working with some of the other leaders in the company, and we're putting together a big Push to Diamond group that's going to be starting at the beginning of October. We're pretty sure the beginning of October. There's going to be some more details coming up soon within the next few days. We're just trying to wrap it all up and talk to one another and figure out what that is. But if it is on your goal board to become a diamond coach for Beachbody, and this is a goal that everyone should be shooting for. If you are looking to build a team and become a leader and grow you and your team over time, this is the first big step when you become a leader and you start to branch off and have your own team. So it's an awesome goal to shoot for. So if you have that on your goal board, this might be your chance to get that extra push to kind of give you that motivation. You're going to get a lot of our really awesome tips, and there's going to be daily motivation. There's going to be videos and just ways to help you achieve it. We're going to be having a weekly call that will be a half an hour. So you're going to be getting just extra special attention from, I think there's like 5 of us doing it that are working together to put all of our best practices together to help get you guys there. If you choose to do it, it's going to be $20 to do it. All of the money from everyone in it will go into a pot. And then at the end of the push, it's going to be a 6-week diamond push. At the end of the 6-week period, anyone who is a diamond at that time will be able to get a piece of that pot. So the last time that they ran this group, they had a big group, and each person who became a diamond ended up earning $700. They ended up winning that for being a diamond. So I'm not sure how much money obviously will go into this pot, but that's how much they had last time. So the potential is there depending on how many people choose to do it. So let your coaches know on your team, if they're serious about this business and they really want to build it, definitely that's a good stepping stone right there, is to become a diamond coach, and then you can work your way up into the team leader. All right. So that's really exciting. So I'll have more information for you guys within the next few days with that. And I know I have a lot of interest from the team page. A lot of people commented and said that they were in, so I'm so excited for you all. All right. So what we're going to talk about tonight, we're going to talk about setting business hours with this. All right. So now when you become a coach, if you're brand new, or even if you've been doing this for a long time, you need to have a balance. There needs to be a balance between your work life and your family life and, Beachbody life. And you need to be realistic about that. And you need to be realistic about your schedule. And it's really important to be able to have a plan in place, because you become a coach, and even if you're not a new coach and you've been doing this for a while, everyone knows we have busy schedules. There's a lot going on. People are busy with their kids all day. They're working all day. They have sports at night, and they're doing this on the side, and you can become really overwhelmed really quickly if you're not sure how you're going to fit in this business. So you want to make sure that, and this was something I had to work on over time, but you definitely don't want to fly by the seat of your pants with this business, because that can lead to a lot of stress and anxiety and just frustration, and you're going to feel like you're constantly always rushing through things in your life to get to Beachbody world and Beachbody work. All right. So you're thinking to yourself, how the heck can I fit, my Beachbody career now? Because you're an entrepreneur, so this is a business. So that's how you have to be thinking, like, this is a business for you guys, and you guys are all entrepreneurs right now, and you have your own business that you're trying to run and grow. So now you're thinking, how can I fit this into my day-to-day life when I am so busy and I have so much going on? So it definitely takes some planning and some tweaking as time goes on, because you need to find out what works for you and what works best for you. But if you sit down and you actually plan, it can be done, and you'll feel so much better. So first, what you need to do is you need to sit down and you need to think about your schedule and your day-to-day life and what's it like. Now, when I first became a coach, I did tend to just kind of fly by the seat of my pants a little bit here and there, and it led to a lot of stress and just pressure and anxiety, and I just felt completely unorganized, which, if you ask my husband, he thinks I'm so unorganized. He doesn't even know how I function, but I, for some reason, think that I can be organized, but I don't know, I'll listen to him. But, and I was just kind of like doing things here and there, and it just wasn't really that productive, because I was just doing little things here and there, and then when I was with the family and I was out doing things, I was like, oh my gosh, shoot, I just thought of this that I have to do for Beachbody, and oh my gosh, this coach, and it was like all over the place. And so I tried all different things, but you need to set business hours for yourself. That is, honest to God, you need to do it. Even if you are doing this part-time, you need to set realistic business hours for yourself based on your schedule. And it's going to be different for everyone depending on what your day looks like. So for me now, my business hours, you might not hear from me for, a while, because I tend to do all my work at night when the kids go to bed. So the kids went to bed tonight at like 8 o'clock. And so once they're in bed, that's when I come downstairs here and I do my work for the rest of the night. I can get in some work sometimes too when the kids are taking their nap. That's like a good time for me to reach out and check in with my challenge groups and check in with my new coaches that I get on board. But most of my bulk of my time with my business hours is all at night. So you need to sit down and you need to look at your schedule and try to make it consistent so that you're more likely to follow it. And you definitely need to make a habit of it. So a really good strategy to do is just kind of sit down, on like a Sunday night and just plan out the rest of your week. And there are some coaches on the team that use, a big whiteboard that they keep in like their office where they work, and that's where they kind of put their things down and their tasks on their to-do list. Then there are other coaches that like to use Google Calendar, which is really cool too, because you can color code things. You can, when you're done with them, you can cross them off. Put a line through them, and you can see it all on your calendar. And you can pencil in like, family time and different things that you're doing with like your family versus, work. And you can see it and choose a different color for every single thing. So some people like to do that. I picked up this planner that actually Warren got from, I don't know if you guys can see it, but yeah, it was from Target, but it's just a Day Designer 2015 and 2016 calendar. And I really like this one because, oh yeah, look at Michelle has it too. A bunch of other people have it. But it's really good because it has, it has like the calendar on one side, and then on the other side, you can do like your month to-do list, things that you need to get. And it has like all different tabs on it. And it's the perfect size. It's not too big. It's pretty durable because it's got the plastic cover on the front. Now, this is what I like, this is my type of thing. I need to have this out in front of me. I like the pen and paper type of thing. That's just how I am. And I always think back to, when I was a teacher. And before I would leave for the week, every Friday, when the kids left, I would sit down and I would spend a good 30 minutes to an hour planning out everything for the entire next week. So that's what you should be doing, or a good way to run your business. So sit down, and if you can kind of think of it as like, the 30-10 rule, spend 30 minutes, on a Sunday, if that's the day you choose, spend 30 minutes just planning out your entire week of the things that you're going to do. And then take 10 minutes every single day to look at that list in your to-do list and your tasks and see if you accomplished them. And if you didn't, sometimes some of the tasks don't get done. You can carry those over to the next day. Or I know some people, are, insistent on getting those things done before they go to bed at night. So they force themselves to stay awake until they get those done. So there are some people like that just, they can't sleep until they have their tasks done on their list. So if that's you, that's great. You can go do it that way. But it's really important to have it all listed out. And you want to keep in your to-do list for your business hours. You definitely want to be doing the most important things that are going to drive your business forward. All right. So sometimes when you sit down, sometimes you can spend some time just, wasting your time almost on, silly little things like, designing a picture that you want to post up on Facebook, and, just little things like that. That's not going to drive your business forward. It's more important to get the content up and share with people versus making it look all pretty. So if you notice my stuff, trust me, I am no graphic designer. That's what we have Lauren for, guys. If you ever need any help, she's great at that. And she probably can whip it up like boom. That's her talent. All right, guys, she's awesome at that. But for me, it would take me all day and night to make this picture look awesome. So I just can't be doing that stuff. That's not going to drive my business forward. So I just get it up. It's more important for them to be able to see it than to, waste a half an hour trying to get it up looking all nice. So think about the most important things that you need to do every single day, and make a to-do list of your daily activities that you want to do, and then block out those times that you're going to be doing them every single day. Just schedule it in and stick with it. This is really good too, guys, because then it gives you a chance to be able to look back and see, where you kind of missed certain things or what you need to tweak a little bit. But you definitely need to have some kind of a visual so that way you can track your business hours and when you're going to be working. And then that way your team knows too. You definitely don't, you can't be responding to people 24/7. That's honestly, guys, that's something I did at the very beginning, and I really do not recommend it, because I was so overwhelmed and stressed out at the very beginning when I became a coach. I was, because it's run on Facebook, that's where all this is coming from, is social media. And I was always used to using Facebook as just like pleasure, checking out what's going on, seeing what people are doing, checking out the babies, checking out the weddings, all that fun stuff, vacations. And so when I did this, all of a sudden I'm getting notification after notification. It's like, oh my gosh, it was so overwhelming. I felt like I needed to check it 24/7. And then when people would write to me or message me, I always felt like, oh my gosh, I have to write back immediately. Oh my gosh, guys, don't make the mistake of doing that. I'm not kidding you. You'll feel like it's a burden, and you'll feel like this is more of a chore, and you'll feel so much stress and anxiety, almost like you can't keep up. Like, I can't do this. This is just too much. So, and I think a lot of us have been there, because, you come into this business and some of us have big goals, and you just want to kind of do as much as possible. And you feel like you're going to miss something if you don't check that notification, or if you don't write back to that person, you might lose them. But I'm telling you guys, the people are going nowhere. And it's really good too. It's important that your team understands that you have a life outside of, Beachbody, that you have a family, and that family comes first, and that business comes second. And there's a time and place for everything, and that you'll get back to people and you'll be able to connect with them when the timing is right, when it fits into your schedule. So really just make a conscious effort, guys, if you're hearing notifications on your phone, to just block them out. You can remove it. I know it sounds scary, but you can actually take Facebook off your phone so it's not even on there. I haven't done that yet, guys. I have not made that move. But some people need to make that move. But you can do that. You can take it off. And then when it comes time to work on your business, don't feel like you need to check every single notification. I know I've said it before, but I don't check my notifications ever. I just go into my groups that I'm part of, so the team page, the 21-day challenge group, the new coach training page, my leaders group. I just go into that and I check into it every single day and see what I need to answer and put in my input then. Don't even check your notifications. If it's something really important, guys, I will tag you in it, or your upline coach will tag you in it too. And then definitely check that, because that's the really important stuff. But all the other stuff, you don't need to check every single thing. It's going to be a waste of time, and you're going to feel like you can't keep up with it. All right. So when you sit down to do all your work for Beachbody, you're going to want to do the most important things, like I said first, that are going to drive your business. What are those things? The most important things for the business, guys, are inviting people, reaching out and private messaging people, and talking to people every single day. So these are non-negotiables that you're going to want to do. So if you only have like 20 minutes one day to do on the business, you're not going to sit down and waste it on something that's not going to drive your business forward. You're going to do the vitals. You're going to do the essentials, the things that absolutely have to be done, which are inviting people, doing your follow-ups, because we know that it's not just that first invite when you reach out to people saying, you know, like, oh, how can I help you with your health and fitness goals? I have this challenge group running. Were you interested in joining it? You can't just send that and then expect magic to happen. The magic happens in the follow-up and when you reach back out to that person. So you want to make sure that you're doing those follow-ups every single day. You want to make sure that you're getting in your post on Facebook every single day. At least 3 posts a day, like I've said before. They don't need to be all Beachbody posts, just something about the business and how it's helped you. You know, you want to personalize it as much as possible. Stay away from going onto the website and posting up, 21-day fix stock image photos and who wants in on this sale this month. You want to stay away from that stuff because people can go to the website and get that information on their own. They want to be able to connect to you. So how can you be of value to them? How can they make a connection with you? And that's going to happen by being the real you and by personalizing everything that you post up on Facebook. So do one Beachbody post, something about that, something inspirational or motivational, or like a recipe, something that's going to add value to them, a tip. You can ask a question to get engagement on your page. You should be doing questions a few times a week, even if you know the answer to it. People love giving their input. Posting questions on your page is key because people will go to you and they love to chime in. And then what that means is the next time that you make a post, if it's something about Beachbody or whatever, they're going to see that and there's going to be more eyes on you. And that's what we want. We want to create a following. So you can do that. And then you also want to mix in, your life, because, your life doesn't just revolve around Beachbody. You're a real person with other things going on. And houses, people are buying houses, people are getting married, people are having babies, all these things. And so people want to see that too. They want to be able to see a good mix when they look at your wall. They don't want to see just all Beachbody. And it's like, oh, that's all you are. I've heard a lot of people in this business actually say that they've had a lot of their friends be like, gosh, like all you are is Beachbody. Like, do you do anything else? And so that's why, guys, it's so important that you have that mix going on your wall. If you have animals, show your animals. If you have kids, show your kids. Show what you're doing with them. You want people to be able to see who you are. So getting that post up every single day during your business hours, that is totally key. Reaching out and inviting to the challenge group. So like I said, we have one coming up on the 28th. So now is a good time, these next few days, to bang out some invites. And, I have my scripts on my team page in the file section if you need them, or you can talk to your upline coach too, and they can give you some tips. And so now is a good time to reach out for that and tell them that the deadline to order their things, if they want to take part in it, is on Monday. You'll probably want to do some of this actually tonight and Sunday for the challenge groups, because people tend to not want to jump on the health bandwagon on the weekend, on like a Friday night or Saturday night, because that's when they're all out, unless they're a mom, you're stuck at home, not really doing too much of anything. But if you're not a mom, this is the time that those people are out, they're out to dinner, they're having their drinks, they're having their desserts, they're having fun with their friends. They don't want to, jump in on your 21-day fix challenge group. They're loving what they're doing right now, which is eating like crap and drinking and having a good time. So Friday nights and Saturdays tends to be, the nights where you kind of want to stay away from posting about the challenge group or reaching out about that. Beginning of the week, that's a different story. Come Monday, people are like, oh my gosh, I am so bloated. I need to do something about this. And it's all about hitting that person really and messaging them when it's the right time for them. They're like, oh gosh, thank God you messaged me. I am so bloated. I couldn't even button my pants this morning. I'm disgusted with myself. I am ready now to just make the move and do this. And it's like, all right, awesome. So it's all about the timing, guys. So tonight and Sunday night will be good nights for you guys to reach out. I'm not saying you shouldn't reach out, but your chances are much higher of getting someone to actually commit and follow through on another day of the week versus Friday nights and Saturday nights. So you're going to want to make sure you invite your challenge groups during your business hours. It's one of the essentials that you're going to want to do. And then, of course, you're going to want to make sure that you're getting in your workout every single day. You're drinking your Shakeology, and you're sharing that journey. So people should be able to look at your wall. This is a really good test, guys. First of all, everyone should be in a program. Or if you're a brand new coach, you're waiting for your thing, so you can't do anything yet. But everyone should be 100% all in, committed to a program. And when you actually are committed to a program, this is when your business really will take off, because people are going to be following your journey, because you're going to want to post about that every single day on your wall so people can follow you. So people should be able to look at your wall. Like if I go onto one of your walls, who should I pick? No, I'm just kidding. I should be able to go onto one of your walls, and I should be able to scroll through and see what program you're working on. Now, if there are people on here, we have a lot of people on the team who have just had babies. Obviously, you're not doing a program. You're just drinking your Shakeology right now. So those people don't count right now. But if you haven't just had a baby and you have your things and they've all arrived, people should be able to go to your wall and scroll through it and see what program you are doing. And they should be able to follow that. And you really want to make sure you do that, because as you're doing your program, you should be posting about how you're feeling, the results that you're getting out of it. You can post before and after pictures. You can be posting recipes of things that you've tried. And people are watching you, even if they're not really liking the post a lot or commenting on them. Trust me, guys, I know I've said it before. I have had people come around to me a year later who have never liked a post, never commented on a post, and they have messaged me and said, I've been watching you this whole time. Same thing with programs. I've had people come to me and say, oh my gosh, I saw that you're doing the 21-day fix extreme. I really think that this would be good for me. Can you tell me more about it? And it's because you got to stay consistent with those posts on Facebook. So those things right there that I just went over are the vitals and the most important things that you should be doing every single day with your business. And of course, getting in your personal development. Those things, that is what is going to drive your business forward and help you grow your team. And that's what you want. So you want to think long-term. You want to think you want to build a team over time. You want to get more active coaches. You want to grow your own team so that you guys can be leading calls just like this too one day with your team. That's the goal. So make sure that you're doing those most important things every single day. All right. The easy little silly stuff, don't do that first. Just do these things first. Do those most important things first, and it'll make such a difference in your business. I always tell everybody, guys, listen, if you're totally busy and you only have like 10 minutes one day, just spend all that time private messaging people. I can't say it enough, guys. I have put up so many posts on Facebook on my wall, and I hardly ever get people from that. And if you talk to a lot of the other successful coaches too in the company, they will tell you the same thing. All the action goes down in the private messages. So if you only have 10 minutes, it is so key to just get out those messages to people. Reach out to them, connect with them, form with them, which means just talk to them about what's going on in their life, get to know them a little bit, build a relationship with them, and then you can invite them to your challenge group. But those are the things that are going to drive your business. So don't waste your time, like I said, on all those pictures. Sometimes I can get wrapped up with that. And then I look at the clock and I'm like, that was just ridiculous. I just spent 15 minutes trying to change the size of my picture to fit into this pick monkey collage. Like, this is crazy. No one cares about that kind of stuff. And it's really not going to help build your business and grow it forward. So stick with the vitals there, and just, take ownership of your business hours. You really have to make a habit of it. It's hard to fall off of it, guys. Just like how it's Just like how when you guys commit to a workout program or healthy eating or prepping your meals, you know, if you're not used to doing that and that's not your thing, it can be really hard and it can be a struggle. You know, I'm really not too good with the meal prepping. It's something I'm working on, but it's the same thing with this, with like planning a schedule for you in your business and sitting down and being consistent with the business hours. But if you can do that, you will feel so much better. You'll be able to go about your daily business and do your full-time job if you have one and not be like focusing on this. And then you'll be able to come home and spend time with your family and then set aside that time for the business, and it'll be so much more productive. You won't feel stressed out. You won't feel anxious, and you're going to set aside that time that you have. And it's going to be different for everybody. And you can't compare yourself to other coaches on the team because we all have all different goals with this, and you're on your own journey. And it's really hard to remember that when you get into this, because a lot of times you spend your time looking at other coaches and what they're doing, and that can be another big time suck. So please don't do that. Focus on you. Focus on what your goals are with the business. Be realistic, guys, with your schedule. I've had so many coaches. Oh my gosh, it kills me. So many coaches, they come on, they're doing awesome things, you know, and they have these big goals, but then because they did not set business hours and they didn't stick with them, they were like completely overwhelmed and stressed out and like withdrew from the business. All right. It's happened a lot. And it's because there was no structure in place. So just be realistic with your schedule. If you have a job all day long and you have your phone and it starts dinging and you see all these notifications from the group, don't look at them. Nothing, you're not going to miss anything. Trust me, I promise. And just focus on it when you have those business hours and stick with it every single day. Your schedule might be different, you know, like I said, than the day before. You know, I know some of us have like overnight shifts. So you're going to have to tweak those a little bit, but just try to keep it as consistent as possible, because the more consistent it is, the more likely it is for you to follow. And just stick with it every single day. Put all distractions aside when you go to do your business hours. You know, it's good to have that one power hour, that one strict, focused, structured hour. If you can do that, you know, that's great. If you can do that every single day, you will build a successful, thriving business over time, if you can stick with that. And then just remember too, guys, that like I said, everybody has different goals with this business, all right? We all know, I mean, you guys all know my goals, all right? You know your upline coaches' goals. You don't have to have the same goals as us. We don't want you to have the same goals as us. This is really important. I really can't stress this enough, because I feel like sometimes coaches come on and they see what your goals are and they feel like they have to match those goals to be on the team or to be a successful coach. And that is not true at all. Not true at all. Everyone has their own goals and their own reasons of why they're coming into this. Everyone has a certain amount of time that they can work on this every day. And it's okay if you're moving slower or if you're moving faster. It's okay if you're not where you had hoped to be. So keep in mind, this is your own journey. It really is, guys. You're moving at your own pace. You're doing what you can with your own time. Everybody on this team has different goals. Not all my coaches have the same goals that I have. That's very rare that happens, that you find coaches that have the exact same goals, because everybody's life is just so different. Everybody has different reasons for coming into this. Some people just want to get their Shakeology costs covered. Some people just want to help a couple friends along the way. Other people want to grow big teams and go to the top of the company. Whatever it is, you don't need to have the same goals as me or your upline coach or anybody else in this business to be successful. So just remember that. That's really important. I feel like I need to keep saying that. All right. So just make sure you have a visual. Like I said, you can use a whiteboard. You can use the Google Calendar is awesome if you're into the computer thing. You can get a planner that you can just order right online. Whatever works for you. It's going to create, seriously, so much less anxiety. You will be so much more of a productive coach. You really will be. I'm telling you, I was like a complete cluster for the longest time. And every time I'd go to sit down at night, I just feel like, oh my gosh, what do I do right now? Because I felt like I was thinking about it all day long because I wasn't like structured enough with it. But I can tell you now, guys, that after experience of doing this for 15 months, having those set business hours, having my to-do list written right out in front of me with my task list, with the most important things written down for me to see every single day, has really helped change things for me. I don't think about anymore when I'm during the day if my phone goes off, because I still have not removed it from my phone. I will never do that. I'm just going to be honest. I'm not going to remove it from my phone, from Facebook. But when it dings, I don't feel the need to be like, what was that? And check it. Whereas before, I knew that I felt like I had to check it. I really did. I felt like I had to check it. And then what was happening was I was checking it really quick, but I didn't have the time to like respond or even do what needed to be done. And then I got more stressed out and so anxious because I knew I couldn't get to it till nighttime. So now I'm like, all right, there's no point in checking it because I can't get to this stuff until the kids go to bed at 8 o'clock at night. So don't even look at it. So I highly recommend that, guys, that you got to be realistic with your schedule. You don't want to burn out, all right? I know there are a lot of teachers on this team, and summertime came, and, you know, people can work a lot more on this if you're a teacher, you know, because you have the summers off. And so you have a little bit more flexibility with your schedule. And so you're able to spend more time on this. And now teachers are back in school, all right? You're not going to be able to do what you did over the summer, and that's okay. But just be honest with yourself and be realistic with yourself. You don't want to burn out, you know, in this business. Like, you really don't want to burn out because this is supposed to be so much fun and you're supposed to really enjoy it and you're supposed to like look forward to doing it. And it's not supposed to be something that's like a burden or, you know, a weight on your chest. It's supposed to be something that like you look forward to and that you want to do and that you wake up excited every single morning about, because that's how I am. And I know that's how a lot of people are on the team too. So we want you guys to be like that. All right. And to have that feeling. All right. So that's everything that I had to say about business hours. Does anybody have anything that they want to share, like any other leaders on the team that they wanted to share about tips that you guys have done, or any new tips maybe for even brand new coaches, or just things that you might help? Just unmute yourself and you can share. Michelle?
I was just going to, you know, this is something that we've been talking about in our Diamond training also, and that, you know, we talked about the different types of calendars, and I think that was a big concern for me was, you know, not setting aside that time, and then my husband's upset because I'm, you know, on my phone because I have to do this right now, or they might not sign up and things like that. And then something that I took away from our call last week was that Chelsea, right? Chelsea Pearson.
Yeah, Chelsea Pearson, yeah.
She was saying, you know, she made certain mistakes and she didn't come out knowing. And I think that was something I felt at the beginning too, was that, oh, well, I just started, but I need to be where Kathy's at. Well, that's obviously not going to happen, you know, 4 weeks into this. It's a learning process. And then something else I learned in the last week was stalk your downline. You know, keep up on what your downline coaches are doing. If somebody's, you get those notice, the little message at the bottom saying, you know, your coach is projected to go inactive. So check in with them, see what's going on before it happens, and then it's too late to do anything about it. Yeah, I had a shipment issue that was returned, and I didn't realize it until it had already happened. So
yeah, and that you brought up a good point there too, Michelle. That brought up another good point, is that, you know, when you guys are signing up people and, you know, getting people started on their health and fitness journey, it is so important to just make sure that you keep that connection with people by checking in with them, making sure they're in a challenge group, making sure that they know that you're there to help them, checking in with them regularly, literally weekly, to see if they need any help or if they have any tips. Are they struggling with anything? And it is so important to keep an eye on your downline and see, because you'll see that someone will all of a sudden start to go inactive when you look. So keeping in close contact with them, you know, might give you more of a heads up versus if you just all of a sudden check your downline and it's like, oh no, this person's going inactive. What the heck happened? If you do see that though, definitely reach out to them and ask them what's going on. A lot of times, what happens is the person's card on file, this has been so many times for me, but the person's card that's on file has actually expired, and then the Shakeology can't ship out. And so the person doesn't even know that the card is expired. And so all they need to do is just call and update their card. But just definitely keep an eye on your downline, and, you know, always be checking in with the people that you have signed up. You don't want people to feel like, you know, they're just like a sale, you know, because they're not. You know, we're dealing with people, and we're dealing with truly caring about them and helping them get to their health and fitness goals. And so the only way that you're going to show that is to be genuine and sincere and to be in touch with them on a regular basis. And some people might need a lot of check-ins. Like, I've had some, you know, new challengers that have said that, you know, I'm going to need you to check in with me every single day, you know? And so if that happens, I message them and I have to check in with them every single day, because, I'm their support system, and I want them to stick with this, and I want them to be able to see results, right? So it's really important to keep in touch with the people that you've signed up along the way. Thanks for bringing that up too, Michelle.
Sure. And I have a question that goes along with that too, if you don't mind clarifying. No. So I'm still a little bit confused with this, it says projected to go inactive, and then sometimes their shake just hasn't shipped out yet. But how, do you have a reference for how, at what point you do contact them? Because it seems like on some of them, it just hasn't shipped yet and it's getting close to the date, or do you know when that prompt comes up exactly?
Well, what I usually do is I usually just click on the person's, order. Mm-hmm. Like in the downline, where it says, if it says like the person's name, it says like inactive or whatever it is. Mm-hmm. I click on the person's name, and then I click on order details, and then I can see when their ship date's going to be going out. And if it's already past the ship date, like if it's already like 3 days past the ship date, then chances are that person probably canceled, probably canceled the account. But if the ship date is coming up within the next few days, I usually just wait and see what happens. Or you can even call Coach Relations. I've done this before. You can call Coach Relations and you can say like, oh, can you just let me know if this person's order is expected to ship out, or did they put in an order for a delay, or did they cancel? Sometimes if they change their ship date, it can also show up like that too for a little bit. Okay. But I noticed that it will show inactive until the day that they place their order. So if you go to like order details and it says like September 17th, like today, they still show as inactive, but then tomorrow it'll be active again.
See, I have some that shipped out, like it'll start to say that they're projected to be inactive before the ship date, but then, so I didn't know if I should wait until after the ship date or start looking at it before then, but it sounds like I should wait until at least the day after their order shipped the last month.
Yeah, that's what I would do, unless you want to get a heads up. Like if you're trying to like maintain rank or something like that, and you see projected to be inactive, you could call Coach Relations at that point and just ask them like, is this person, is it supposed to be getting their Shakeology shipped out, on this date, or, is there anything on file that says that they've canceled it? And then they can kind of tell you. And I've done that a bunch of times, and they've been like, oh, no, yep, it's supposed to ship out on that day. It's like, okay, good.
And that's what happened is it was one of an Emerald's, one of her coaches, and it just got returned, and I wasn't really paying attention. I didn't know I just missed it. And so it affected both of our ranks. And if we'd have gotten on top of it ahead of time, it would have been resolved before that happened. So
yeah, it can be really stressful when that starts to happen. And trust me, I know. Yeah. Oh gosh, I feel you. Just keep in touch with the people, and definitely give Coach Relations a call too.
Yeah, and we got it straightened out now, so it wasn't time for this week's rank stuff. But anyway, in the long term, it'll be fine. But
oh yeah, that's the thing. I mean, if you're in this for the long haul, if you're in this for the long term, it's good to keep in mind that you're going to have these little like hiccups that are going to happen in the business along the way, like this, But really, if you keep in mind that you're going to be in here for the long haul, it's going to happen eventually. You're going to get the rank back. It's going to happen. Then it kind of helps ease the amount of stress that you're going to be going through, Did anybody else have any tips or anything like that they wanted to share for? Oh, Jesse.
I was just going to say something. I saw Katie posted about the optimal times to post on Facebook. And I remember somebody doing a training on how to check your own followers as to when they're the most active. And I tried doing that, but it didn't really help me very much. So then what I started doing was I was looking at the top coaches in the company.
Yeah.
Because they are, like Anita Miron is like a great example of this. I mean, she literally posts at the same time pretty much every single day. It's like 3, 6, 9, 12, like around the clock.
Yep.
And she varies it up. She does at least 5 posts a day. That's a bit much for me, but
yeah,
I thought that would be helpful. But I'm laughing because I reached out. I had in our Beyond Diamond group, I had put a post up earlier. The last couple of days, I've gotten some really weird friend requests from men that I have no mutual friends with, and it gave me the creeps. And my profile photo was, we all have those photos where like, yeah, I don't really look this good in person, but it's stars aligned, and I just look really damn good in this pic, and it's really old. So I'm like, shit, I'm changing it. And it's going to be the one that's a little bit more recent. And I had a picture of my baby as the cover photo, like one of the new pics. And I was like, that gave me the creeps. So I just changed it to, it's, you know, bless, it's generic, but it's like a vanilla Shakeology pumpkin recipe thing. I'm getting dings all over the place right now because there's so many people liking this photo. I'm like, guys, really? It's like, so apparently at 9 o'clock at night, people really want a snack. So that would be a good time to post a recipe.
Oh, yeah.
And all I'm doing is trying to hide my stuff because I've got the creeps from some guy in Texas and some guy in Pakistan.
Yeah.
Welcome to my life.
That's awesome, Jesse. It's so true, though. You know, honestly, and, you know, a lot of, you know, coaches, you know, once they figure out when those key times are to post, it's different for everyone depending on, you know, like your niche and who you're trying to target. Like for me, it's mom. So, you know, a good time for me to be able to post would be like first thing in the morning, you know, during nap time. And again, like after dinner time and around like 9:30, you know, once the kids are in bed and stuff. But a lot of times people will use like Hootsuite or Postcron or one of those, what's another one? There's another one too. Do you know the other one, Nick? There was another one. Oh, Buffer. That's another one. And they'll just kind of put their post up and schedule them so that they go up like that clockwork every single day. But then as they have things happen during the day, they'll post that up too as well. But it's true. The timing that you post is totally key. I mean, last night when I posted my thing about the stress test at 9:15, I mean, I had like 150 likes. It's like, oh, maybe I should try that tonight again, but with something different. But it is true. Like for some reason, like this 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock, 9 to 10 is like a really good time to post at night. So you guys could even get up a post about a 21-day fixed challenge group starting on the 28th. You could do that tonight and see if you get any bites and stuff. Always post up a picture with it. Something like, you know, eye-catching, something that's, you know, more personalized that you did yourself. And, you know, that really helps draw more traffic to you. Let me just see here. Did anybody have anything else that they wanted to share? Any tips, anything that's been working for them that could help others? Feel free to share, guys. So anything that you have ever that you think could, you know, help the team or help others, just post it in the page and like let us know. You know, I know there's a bunch of us on here that do that all the time. They've like found something or they post it in the page, and it's so helpful. So this business is all about like sharing and sharing as much as possible with everyone. So if you come up with something or you find something along the way that really worked for you, you know, share it on the team page and just let others know, because we're all doing this. We're all trying to do the same things here, and we're always looking for ways to improve and get better. So that would be a huge help. All right, let me just check the chat here really quick and see if I missed anything. Yeah, it's so true. Like I'm just reading, like Lauren was saying, like I find that, yeah, when I'm not obsessive, more things happen in my favor. And it's so true. You know, I just feel like if you're really trying hard for something, you know, and like, you know, really like stressed out and pressured about it, it's like so hard to achieve it versus if you're just more like kind of laid back and just doing your thing every day, like kind of like the stars align more when you do that. What'd you say? Nick is chiming in over here on the couch. Okay, let me just see here. Sorry, I'm reading. There's a couple messages down here. Yeah, and I mean, the whole obsessive thing, I mean, I tend to obsess, you know, I'm like a major control freak. But that's why this business has been, you know, I've done well at this business because it's my own business and I can drive it and I can control it. I can control how many people I'm reaching out to. If I want to hit Success Club 20 combined, or if I want to get 10 more active coaches this month, it's all on me. Like, I want that to happen. Well, I'm going to go out there, I'm going to message more people, and I'm going to start looking for people who are going to be a good fit for my team. So I love that because I am a total control freak. Are there any more control freaks on the team? Let me just see. Give me a show of hands. Like, who are the control freaks in the house? Oh, good. Awesome. Okay. Good. So you guys can feel my pain. Like the stress, it's just like craziness. It's better to be more laid back though, guys, honestly. I try my best. Oh, good. And then Nicole, I was just reading here. Congratulations to Nicole for reaching Emerald on Kelly's team. Congratulations. That's so awesome. Just the beginning. Okay. Yeah, and so thank you, Jesse, for answering the question about the times. That was great. All right. Well, does anybody have anything that they want to share? Any concerns, any struggles, anything that you want to get off your chest, anything before we head out for the night? No, doing good? Oh, Darlene. Oh.
There I go. I'm all new to this.
You're so funny.
I wanted to congratulate my sister for hitting emeralds today.
Oh, that's
My sister
awesome.
Rachel. Yeah.
Oh, congratulations. I know you've been doing great. You've been really kicking some butt with this. Well,
Yeah.
Darlene, you knew she was going to do great. I remember like months ago talking about it.
Yes, I knew she'd be good at it.
It's always tough with the family members, to get them on board. They're like the biggest skeptics going from the get-go,
They are.
They really are. Like, they are the toughest people ever, the family, I mean, even with me 15 months in and doing as well as I'm doing, I still have skeptics, and I'm like, really? Like, what do you have to see me do? What do I have to do to get you to just try this? So I'm so glad that you gave it a go and you're doing so awesome. Congratulations. Stick with it. All right. All right, guys. Well, nobody has anything else to say. I just wanted to say thank you so much for being here on the calls. This is huge that you guys are here. I'm telling you, the team engagement, being engaged on these team calls, I know sometimes people get busy and you can always catch the recording, but being here and making this commitment to schedule in the time to be on these calls really helps your business. It really does. So thanks for being here and making this a top priority. And I hope you guys have a great weekend, and I will see you next week. Bye, guys.